So I'm alive. All right, here's the deal. My last mission as a U.S. government civil servant was in a helicopter off the coast of Hawaii. We'll learn about that in a future episode, but this video is different. This is not like Destin's going to go explore a thing and make an internet video about it. This is an actual training scenario that I was assigned and I had to go through in order to get certified to accomplish my mission. Let's think about an airplane crash in water. When an airplane lands on the water, you've got these two long wings on each side that kind of serve as pontoons, and they keep the airplane upright. Up is up, down is down. You usually see on the news where people are like walking out over the wings and they're waiting on boats to pick them up and stuff like that. Helicopters are different. In a helicopter, you've got these heavy engines up top, and no matter what, if you land, that engine weight is going to cause the helicopter to flip over and you're going to start to sink. The point of this training is to survive that scenario, and Marines go through it all the time. People at offshore oil rigs. This is an important piece of training that will save lives. This is my instructor, Corey Catlett. He's trained helicopter pilots for years supporting oil rigs in the Gulf of Mexico, but today he's training me along with a class of young U.S. Marines. Training started off dead serious right out of the gate. They show us a fatal helicopter crash and explain the environment that the people inside the helicopter are going through. After that, Corey explained the techniques and equipment that you would use to get out of a situation like this. For example, he explained this thing called the rodeo grip and how you have to anchor yourself to the seat. He explained how it's important to exhale all the way to the surface of the water so that your lungs don't explode when you're rising up and you've got Boyle's Law going on. It's a very serious environment, and you have to use science and knowledge and understanding to get out of it safely. We took an exam to make sure we understood everything he was talking about, and then the next day at sunrise, we headed off to the pool. You guys nervous?
No, we're good.
You're good?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's acting like you're not nervous, but you're all nervous.
My philosophy is that you're all gonna die sometime or later, and I guess this is the time to do it.
I can't swim. You can't swim at all? Can I get a show of hands of who can't swim? We got two. You can't swim? You can't swim?
Not really.
So you guys are not allowed to be buddies, right? Because one of you. That's awesome. So are you scared?
Let's be buddies. Terrified.
Okay, so I'm going to get in that, which is a little intimidating if I'm honest. Well, before they strap you into a helicopter, you first have to learn how to be upside down underwater and let water flood your sinuses. When you first get in this tipping device, the tasks are pretty simple. The first thing you do is grab the seat between your legs in what's called the rodeo grip, and then you find the exit, grab it, unbuckle your seatbelt, and then pull yourself out. After you get good with that, they make it a little bit more difficult by adding a hatch that you had to break free of, and then eventually they add the full regulator so you're breathing before you exit.
I didn't know we were going to do this. I thought we were going to do it.
I didn't either. Yeah, it's like crawl, walk, run, isn't it? I've got to be honest about this part. I have an advanced open water scuba certification, so I'm used to breathing off a regulator. So while the Marines were over there learning how to breathe off a regulator for the first time, I thought I was just going to walk up and flip upside down and breathe naturally, and it wasn't going to be a problem. I was very wrong. Every time I've ever been scuba diving, I've had this type of mask on that covers your nose. The problem is, when you don't have that mask on and you flip upside down, water floods into your nose and fills your sinuses, and the last thing your body wants to do at that moment in time is take a breath. He was holding me down there and encouraging me to breathe, which was challenging because I had to overcome my mental fear of inhaling water while at the same time clearing a regulator and taking a life-giving breath. This was the hardest part of the training for me.
Sucks getting all the water up the nose, right?
It's worse than I thought. It's the nose thing, isn't it?
It is, and that's what gets
Explode.
The simulator. It contains every escape hatch that's common on Marine Corps aircraft, and it's super intimidating. You know, everybody here is trying to be tough and all, but it's a helicopter going underwater. It's intimidating. Holy cow. The first dunk is the craziest because everybody's freaking out just a little bit. For example, you can see this Marine right here has lost his bearings. He's out of his seat. He's turned around. He's no longer got his reference point. Everything gets so chaotic that the safety diver ditches my camera to swim in and start saving people.
Yeah, only one cast on that one. They lost reference points. They ended up releasing their seatbelts first and then trying to get their flak off like a sock in the dryer. If you don't put your butt in the seat, what happens? You get lost. I got lost. Yeah, you get lost. Think about walking through your house with everything upside down. You're not going to know where the doorways are. You're not going to know anything.
By the way, think about what these instructors are going through on every run. They have to look and be aware of everything that's going on in the midst of this crazy environment. Find out the person that's in trouble, figure out how to help them, and do it quickly. And if they don't do that, somebody could be injured or even die. This is a serious job for these instructors.
Calm yourselves and focus on what we're doing here. Trying to keep you alive if you crash at sea, right? So focus on that.
It's a pretty serious job you have here.
Well, it's high-risk training. There's a chance of death, huh? High-risk training. Hey, the divers are ready. Ditching.
Because you're just watching this on video, it's really hard to explain how completely disorienting this is. I mean, everything that was sinking now seems like it's floating. Your bubbles are going the wrong direction. Your feet are coming up over the top of you. For example, watch this simulator reset and watch what the seat buckles do in the water. Your reference frame is rotating, okay? So if you watch this, you can understand it. But imagine trying to understand that while you're blind, doing a coordinate transformation in your head, while at the same time you're getting a swirly and your sinuses are filled with water. So if you can do that, you're going to be great.
You unbuckle, your body will right itself to the surface, right? Your lungs are full of air. And when you do that enough,
All right. Good morning, everybody. Getting ready to do our morning PT. Hope you guys are doing it on your own. We're going to kick this thing off, our 1 minute PT drill.
get it.
Here we go. We're going to start with some running in place. Elbows and knees. Jumping jacks. Toe touches. Touch toes. Push yourself. Jumping jacks. Knees. Shoulder rotation to the front, to the back. Run in place. Elbows, knees. Run in place. All right. Feel good. Morning PT is always good for the body and the brain. All right, let's go ahead to our mindset motivational training this morning. Hope you guys are having a great Friday. And let's get this thing kicked off.
Sometimes it's easy, and you really want to survive for when it's easy, because it does get easy at times, but that's certainly not the case all the time.
You always have to stay on the top of your game. So thinking I'm a professional, meaning that, I guess in the standard term of a professional, meaning that, this is an income, I think is a really bad way to think, right? So do I feel a professional trader? No, I do not. Primarily because I just find it more advantageous to just think of myself as someone who's constantly learning, constantly adapting, constantly changing.
Observe it like it's an alien planet, and you're visiting the planet. And what do you see, and what is working, and how does it feel? Because there's so much clutter from what everyone else tells you to think. Because right now, you probably do pretty well if you're buying, because who cares what some old experienced buzzard like me thinks, who's seen a lot of stuff, because it's going up, I'm buying it, it's working, great. And then you learn that that works until it doesn't, and that's part of your path. And I think you get stuck a lot of times listening to other people and make your own observations, like see what hurts you and what helps you and what feels good. You can, there's something inside of you that feels right. Like for instance, when I'm gonna have a bad trade, often I'm operating from subtle fight or flight. Like there's a feeling in my stomach, there's a little fear, there's a little like forcing feeling, you know what I mean? You're getting like a little, there's an uneasiness and you ignore it and it's a mistake. Or there's a quick little revenge trade. There's a bad trade and then a really quick flurry of bad trades after. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I just made it twice as bad. How did that happen? 3 times as bad. And it's really paying attention to that stuff. And I think a lot of that comes a little bit later when you can trust yourself and you know what you want to do. But in the beginning, it's just an experiment process. It's first and foremost, manage your capital, don't blow up. Right? Manage your risk in the beginning, take small bets, lots of small bets, and see what sticks. It's like that quote, do more of what works and less of what doesn't. And then when it stops working, it's like, okay, this has worked for 6 months. It's not working anymore. I'm frustrated, I'm stopped out. Market is changing. And then I need to figure out what's going to work again. And that's how you grow. I mean, eventually you find one tool and that's great. You have that tool for life once you find it. And it might stop working for 3 years, 3 months. It's a style could go out, it doesn't work anymore. Everyone's copying it and doing it. It's being reverse engineered. And then eventually something else works. And then after 10 years, you have 5 or 6 things that you can do. And they keep coming back in style. And I think that's why the thinking process is important, because in this world we're in with algorithms and machines, anything that's predictable or programmable is going to get wiped out and you're not going to be able to do it. But if you have an open world strategic mindset with a lot of different variables, it's very hard to program that, and it's going to ensure that you have a lot more success.
Once you learn how to ride a bicycle, it's hard to remember what it's like not how to ride a bicycle, right? And you speak English, it's your second language, and it's hard to imagine what it was like before you could speak English. And what I do remember is the first 5 years or so, even for the first 10 years, I would have tremendous stress trading. I always felt like I was ripped up inside, that I was fighting the market, and the market was constantly beating me. And it was just a miserable feeling. And at some point, it just started to melt away. And now I'm really at peace in the market. Every day, I like it. It's really enjoyable because I sit there and everything that's happening, I look at it and say, oh, I see what the bulls are doing. I understand what the bears are doing. They're balanced here. Oh, they're not balanced here. Being able to read what the market is doing and what the forces are and who's winning, it just makes it first of all fun, because I feel like I'm seeing stuff that a whole bunch of people are not seeing. It's fun to see something that nobody else is seeing, or not many people are seeing, and it's also fun to watch it unfold. You see something happening, and you know what the possible outcomes are. And certain outcomes are more likely than others, and you just see it start to unfold, and it's just really satisfying.
The ultimate journey to know yourself. It's really about you and how you can connect with something inside of you that wants to express itself in the market. And I don't know if I can answer that question for anybody, but trial and error, lots of reaching out to people, lots of things that don't work, kind of finding out, back to that point of finding out what you're not to find out what you are. It's questions, discussions with people who have done it, questions with, reach out to people on the podcast, reach out to whoever, be active in developing your network. I was very active. I used to hunt down traders at my firm and go to dinner with them and ask to see their trades. And I was really active in studying successful people. I really worked at it. And I picked up a few things along the way. And then I realized some things that aren't going to work for me. I thought, this is great that this person can do this, but I can't tolerate it. I'm not patient enough for this, or this is too aggressive. And it was just an eye-opener. And that was kind of my way through it. So again, I think it's best to answer kind of just sharing those stories, because that's what it worked for me. And I think that if you go about it that way, and there's no one set path, and then you'll feel good about what you're doing.
What you think is what's going to manifest itself. I think it's anything in life. It could be, with relationships. It could be a particular business you're starting up. If you're a professional athlete, in other words, our thoughts define who we are. So, and you can channel that into being adept at your profession as well.
As humans, we want to be entertained. We want excitement. And a lot of people feel that there's no way trading can be that easy. I'm one of the few people that actually disagrees with most people. I think trading is one of the easiest things that you can do, but it's difficult. It's like walking 1,000 miles. For most people, walking in its essence is pretty simple, just walking. But walking 1,000 miles is difficult, right? That takes time, it takes discipline, it takes consistency, it takes a drive and a perseverance. Trading is just pure math, man. If you lose 10 cents for every time you make 40 cents, you're gonna be a very profitable trader. That's trading right there. You can make trading as simple or as hard as you want to. And for the people who say trading is very difficult, it is difficult, but it is very easy, right? It's just simple math. The hard part is right here. It's mastering yourself, mastering your emotions, and knowing when not to be moron. And that's usually my biggest struggle.
There are three major psychological issues when it comes to dealing with uncertainty. I'm not good enough. The moment you feel you're not good enough, you need someone to blame, usually yourself. And that blame then turns to a bit of shame. So you start avoiding it and you start making excuses. And when I'm teaching, I go, yes, that's true. I see that pattern all the time. Because you should follow the rules. With benefit of hindsight, you always know what you should have done. And when you don't do it, you start to blame yourself and then get some shame and then say, okay, let's find another set of rules. Yeah. Let's find another system.
Just know that the path. It really is. For me, so I can tell you, usually stories are better because it's hard for me to tell you how you're going to be. But I started with the ability to always make money, but I lost a lot of money. I would make it, give it back, make it, give it back. Other people have different problems. So I had to learn to not give it back. So am I giving it back because of how I made it? Is it just you're reckless when you make it, so you're reckless when you lose it? Or am I getting euphoric at the top, which often happens to me, and that's how I give it back? So I back after I make it. But I'm getting better at moderating those cycles. So that's my personal challenge. And the hard work and all that stuff, the thinking I have to work hard all the time, that all goes into that. But I think for someone else, it's much the same thing. It's trying different things and then finding out what's your problem. Is it listening to somebody else after you've been listening to yourself and then you blow up? Is it holding losers? Is it you can make it but you give it back? You can fix those boom and bust cycles if you make money, you give it back. There's things you can do. Oftentimes when I was day trading at my firm, if I had a really good morning, like say I made 2 or 3 times in the morning what I wanted to make in the day. The afternoon session, I would actually cut my size down in half and say, I'm only risking a part of my day on half size. And when I did that, I would often really add to my day, sometimes double my day, because I was so loose with half size. And I knew that if I lost a little bit, I was going home still with a good day. So that was when you're trading well, those are the kind of things you do. You get out of the trade when it's not even gone against you. It doesn't feel right. You get out. You actually get out when you're making money sometimes because it doesn't feel right. And when you're struggling, it's like, I have to wait for it to hit my stop. Everything has to be max pain. And I think you learn it doesn't have to be that way. And that's kind of part of going through it.
They don't look at facts anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with traders when they don't keep a journal. They don't okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What do I need to change? And that, whether you're a mechanical trader or a discretionary trader, because as a mechanical trader, you have to ask yourself that question. Okay, is the set of stats coming out or the losses coming out such that it's normal losses, so I can just keep executing the system? Or have the assumptions changed so the system's no longer operating?
Yeah.
So to me, keeping a journal is absolutely essential.
I think if you journal a lot, if you behind me it's up on the top shelf, but if you journal a lot,
you can go back and look at how you handle certain problems. Like, for example, right now, what we're seeing with the central banks, what we're seeing, I've got journals that I can go back to from 1998. How did I trade currencies during the implosion of the long-term capital management hedge fund and the Asian contagion and the implosion within Russia? I can go back to those journals from 98. I can go back to my journals even from Gulf War I. How was I trading crude and gold? I can go back to journals from 2008 and look at. So I think sometimes if we journal honestly about what we're seeing and observing, we can go back and again reference how did we get out of that problem back then? What were we processing? What were our challenges, and how can that help us now? Because history does repeat itself again and again. So I'll refer back to the old me, and how did I manage it back then?
But honestly, all your blow up days come down to something similar. It's a emotional, psychological thing. It's usually your own pattern blowing up. It's FOMO. It's your buddy had an idea or he's doing well and you're chasing. It's you missed the move and now you're buying the highs. It's you wanted to wait for a pullback but you couldn't wait, so then you buy it and then you buy more and then it blows up. All that stuff that's the coaching work. That's the deep work. You can plot and look at those, but you're just going to look at them and say, oh, well, I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know if we're getting the lesson until we really go into why. So why did that happen? And then you can ask the 5 whys. Why'd you buy it? I bought it because of this. Why'd you do that? Because my friend bought it and he's trading well and I'm going to kind of piggyback on him. Why'd you do that? Because I'm losing confidence in myself because my stuff's not working. Why is your stuff not working? Because the market's running up every day and my strategy is looking for pullbacks. Why is that happening? Maybe the market's changing. I need to take a break. Okay, we land on that and we can kind of move forward. So that's the kind of thinking I try to do versus looking at my journal every day. And I kind of internalize this. You kind of get this just without having to journal, I think. I would never tell anyone not to journal. If you want to journal, journaling makes you feel like you're doing everything you can, which is great. But also it can be a guilt, like a checklist task where you feel like, I'm a good boy, I journaled today, I should have success. But a lot of times it doesn't work that way. And that's why I like to throw away journal sometimes, because it's kind of like, oh, well, I'm doing something for today, then I'm going to discard it and move on tomorrow. And that often feels better. So I've tried to save my trades, and I still do sometimes. But if you're going to save your trades, I think the best thing to do is save your good trades that are the best version of what you want to be and really focus on replicating those. And on your bad days, save those, let yourself cool down, and try to go into the 5 whys or the thought process of why you grew up. So I think those are probably the takeaways on the review process.
What I would suggest to help with the improvement is you do maybe 6 or 7 trades, see what you did right, see what you did wrong, and then say, okay, this are the things I didn't do that I would like to have done, I should have done correctly. Make some action to change it, keep a record of what you did, see whether or not it worked, and then change it again if you have to. So if you keep doing that 6 or 7 trades, especially for beginners, you have to improve. And that to me is what goes in the journal. So in the journal, your equity journal, of course, is your and your entry, your pattern, your setups, etc. And then your psych journal is just any qualitative event that might have impacted your trading. Whatever you do, however you start off the journal, you need to, I think, learning experience. So if you're free flowing, after the free flow, look at it and say, okay, what have I learned from this? What have I learned from this free flow? And then that has to be more structured. Some people are already structured, right? So but you must always have at the end of your entry, what did I learn from this? Even if you said, I learned nothing from this, at least you've given it some thought. Yeah. I think that's what's key. It's like journaling.
All right, I hope you guys got some value out of that. Always be a student. All right, so what we're gonna do on this Friday now is get into our training. After this training, we're gonna do some chart markup, some live trading. Hope you guys ready to get to that. All right, let's get this thing going.
Sometimes it's gonna respect that zone. It's gonna make you a profitable trader. Cleared. There we go. Cleared EJ and hit my daily. Way to go. Hop off if you have made your percentage. I know at Euro GBP, I didn't quite get, it never came to 900. But EJ should be clearing here. That's a big drop. Should stay above our entry for sure. I don't think it's going to come down that far. Most of you got 2 entries. I'm going to be messaging corporates. Get on them for my no lag. Hopefully no lag next week. Exciting times so we can trade live. Excited about that. Right, big clears. Everyone should be clearing. There we go. Again, see this area also on GBP, JPY. We're looking across the board on the 30-minute. What is your...
You guys can clearly see down there the zone. I hope you guys can see the zones. That's exactly what we'll be doing in boot camp. So just look at those zones and what he's doing, and realize, you know, how you can get into trades and take them. Don't be afraid to draw your zones up and then take the trade where you see them hitting that consistently. The market's going to bounce right off that zone. So let's watch.
Your analysis here. We see wick, we see wick, we see rejection here, we see rejection here. And so we could honestly take, let's see what GJ, it's RSI and stochastic on GJ. We have Great Britain pound a little bit weaker. We're waiting for price to cross up. It is giving a call signal at 778. You know what? I do like this, especially because it's on the 30 minutes. So if we can get 770 on GJ, GBP, JPY, 770 or below for a 5-minute call. Way to go. Clearing. Yeah, no one should have lost that one. That's good. So let's see if we can get in GBP. One cleared 3 positions on EJ. There we go. That was a strong support we had there. All right. Let's see if we can get 770 or below on GBP, JPY. Call signal. Would have a half-hour rejection on this as well. Where it's at. Let's see if this can respect it. Let's wait. Let's wait for a push down. Don't take it yet. Don't take it quite yet. Not going to force any entries. 2-0, 2-0, 4-0. Let me know how you're doing so far. I am 1-0 right now. This will be a buy. Let's see how GBP is going. Almost that. Oh, this is so spiky. I'm not even going to take this. Don't take Euro GBP. This is spiking. Don't take that. Can't help the payouts either, unfortunately. I know a bunch of you guys are on different platforms. If I was picky on the payouts, we wouldn't take a trade, and I'd rather be trading than, you know, picking and choosing a 73%, 71. Most of the pairs I trade right now are kind of down. Doesn't stop us from trading them. Shoot. GBP, JPY went. As we can see, this is kind of a learning live analysis of all as I saw was rejection on the bottom here. You know, wicks tell us that doesn't want to go that direction yet. We just made a simple little box. Price was in our zone here, and price went up. Yeah, we just missed the 766 entry. I called it out and price was already up at 777, so we missed this by about 10-15 seconds. That's just how it works. Unfortunately, it's gonna happen. One and 0, 2 and 0, 5, someone 5 and 0 already. Sheesh. All right, we're gonna keep going. Better to be patient than to rush entries. Remember that. So GBP USD. See, I have these zones in between these two zones. If we can get price up into the 650s, 640s, I would like that for a sell later on if it does come up there. If you want to write that down, GBP USD, 630s, 640s. I'm going to mark that at 638. That does come up there. You guys can take it. I'm going to put that in the ideas. I'm going to put that in the ideas. GBP USD. That'll be for a 5-minute sell. 640. Okay. Put that in there. Thank you, Jay. Keep grinding. We're all humans. We all have bad weeks. We got to rise and grind always. Love the positivity. Love the positivity in the chat, guys. This is what it's all about. Got to be patient. The 7 o'clock hour has been tough. As you guys know, I've been following tough. We're going to tackle it. Gosh, Euro GBP is setting up so nice for those, but on Bide, on my broker, it's kind of being spiky, unfortunately. So I don't really want to take that 900 entry. Oh, it's not being spiky anymore. It's not being spiky anymore. I feel like once we take it, it will. I'm not going to take that. I know maybe some of you are. That's up to you. That's your own call. I'm not going to take it. Yes, as a brand new trader, I'm learning hard way to be patient. Thank you for your guidance. Yeah, patience. You want, it's not about the quantity of trades, it's about the quality. Remember that. I definitely struggled when I was brand new to trading. I was taking 20, 30, 40 entries. Try to run up my account quick. Definitely didn't work. So remember that. Take that advice from me. As I was a young trader, just trying to make. On the GBP,
come on now, come on.
It was around 640. It's not there yet. Price is dropping. I just put it in so you guys can have it in your toolbox to take. We're still going to be patient. Let's see what cash trap's calling out. NZD, USD. So a little overview of cash trap. What I kind of look for is let's go over USD JPY. So we got the US dollar a little bit weaker than the Japanese yen. We have a put signal. We have this red line, which is the estimated moving average of the last 200 candles. So we have price above it, which is good because we want to, we're looking for price to be below. We're taking sells with it. That's good. Another thing I like to look for is these Bollinger Bands. And as these Bollinger Bands open, either on the top, which is red, once these start to open, that's another signal of taking a sell. So once you start to see these open, that gives you another indicator of price moving down. And then we're looking for the put, obviously, because the US dollar is weaker. And then also we want the RSI and stochastic both to be above this red and about to be crossing down. That's what we're looking for on Cash Trap. I don't want to take this yet. I want these two lines to be above. I want this price to come to the middle band that we have here. And so probably the next candle, if price keeps going up, got it below the EMA, we'll probably see these bands start to open up. We have the currency strength meter in our favor, and then we'll probably see these start to be crossing down. That's what we're looking for on Cash Trap. So when these open on the bottom, that's when we want to be looking for buys. When they start opening up on the top, I want to be looking for sells. We see, if we look back, we see these Bollinger Bands really open. And as we see price continuing its way down. Open, open, price still moving down. Okay. All right, what else can we get into? Still being patient. Still being patient. UJ, you want to take a sell on this once it retraces back up a little bit. But when price opens like this on the yens, make these big moves, you got to just let it sit for a little bit before it, moves to that next area. This isn't really telling us much right here. The price is making its way down, kind of making a little bit of a move here. But essentially, we could see price coming back up to the 925s and then continuing downwards that previous little hiccup here. But I just don't like to take trades off of not seeing much. So I'm just going to stay away from that right now.
What he mean by that is that there's not a whole lot of resistance right now in the area to really confirm that 925 would be a good point for a sale. So that's why he say they're going to stay away from that, because there's not enough history to go off of.
Yeah, the more open the band is, the stronger the trend. Yes, that's what I like to think about when I'm using this tool. Product's very easy to use. Just got to understand each piece altogether. We're going to get in for a Euro JPY put. So 215 Euro JPY put, 5 minutes. That's 215. All right, let's get into that. Price coming up. 215. Let me know if you guys cleared Euro GBP at these 900s level. I know price is kind of being weird. Let me know if you cleared that. Everyone head over to Euro JPY. See if we can grab this entry here. We are downing still. The yens are kind of making its retracement back up. What I like here is this area. Some people cleared, some people got spiked on it. Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't take it, because it just wasn't moving the way I wanted it to. So Euro JPY, let's wait for this to get to 215 and we will get into a sell if this can move back up for us a little bit. Don't leave without us yet. I like to look, this is one thing you guys can take, put in your notes, is after the half hour, what I like to do is start looking at the hour candles, because there's 30 minutes and 30 minutes or less on the hour candle. And so now you can start looking at the hour candle. So if you're looking in the first 30 minutes of an hour, you can look at the half hour. And so like in the first, 10 minutes goes by, you have 20 minutes left in the half hour. And so you can really take a look at where price is on the 30. But once the half hour hits, you can really look at the hour and see where price is moving, because there's only about 24, 25 minutes left of the hour sticks. So that's when you can catch nice wick offs, and catch higher rejection zones if any is set up. So that's one thing to look for when you're trading as well. EuroCAD's at a strong resistance here. The only thing I'm worried about, trading with the trend, I preach all the time, this is uptrending, but it is coming to a nice, strong rejection here. But then we also have this as well. So we have to be careful about that. It could reach up to that next zone. But then also we could see price moving and rejecting here. I'm going to stay away from this just because of the upward movement. We have 5 blue candles in the last 30 minutes. Yes, we're still doing EJ. Price has not hit yet. We're still going to get into it if it hits 215. Yeah, you guys are clearing fib entries, re-entries. Yeah, if you guys want to learn the fib, go to my recorded sessions. You guys are going to have an 80% or higher success rate with that. Unfortunately, the fib just doesn't line up a ton on this 7 o'clock hour. It sucks because it's my favorite tool. We got to adjust, work with what we have. So that's trading. Got to adjust to the market. Euro GBP does not want to leave that 900 area. It does not want to leave that. There's just nothing that I see at the moment. I know I'm being kind of picky. I'd rather be careful than rush any entry, guys. That's the biggest thing. It's not about just getting in a ton of trades. Be patient. Good time fib, I would say, is 9 and 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's a good time for the Fibonacci tool, in my opinion. Good time for the Fibonacci tool. EJ, you guys cleared 209 on EJ. Very nice. Do you remember 640s? 640s we're looking at. As we're looking at UJ, we do have price coming to that middle band. RSI stochastic above, we got it below the EMA. Could look for an entry around right where it's at. I just think this is going to fill. So what we see when these downward movements come, we see price move down and then either come back up and then keep going down, or we see price fill this up to here. So it's either going to do one of those things. Price going to come down, come back up and touch this and then continue down, or it's going to fill all the way back up and continue its movement down. So that's the one thing that I just don't like a ton. Kind of a riskier trade. Still a good setup that you could take. I know price called at 901, where I'd take this as in the 930s. EJ, oh boy, EJ went all the way up there. I took it late. I'm in at 232. 232 is my entry on EJ. This absolutely shot up. What this might be doing is filling as well. This is moving crazy. On the higher time frame, this looks fine. If you do have to roll over, I would do so. If you got maybe a 215 entry. So let me know your entries. Okay, 226, 225, 230, 232. 230, 230, 225, 216. If you got anywhere below 220, I would go ahead and roll that over. I was a little bit late to the party on this trade. I got 232. 232 is my entry. Currency's flipped, but what we do see on cash trap, we got the put. We got our sign stochastic, gonna be crossing down below the EMA. Got a signal at 228 as well. So this should be dropping. What we see in the half hour, even if we do have to roll this, you see price already rejecting from this bottom that we have here. So we should see price coming down in the next couple of minutes. If we do have to roll over, we're going to roll over if needed. I'm going to extend this one time. Get that rollover. I'm going to extend my trade to 48. This is moving very fast. All right, 230s, bunch of 230 entries. Okay. Do roll over if needed. I'm going to hold on to this trade. I'm going to hold on to this 232. Rollover is on the bottom right hand side. This should pop up. So the rollover button's only going to pop up if you're out of profits. If price is above your put, rollover button will come up, but you have to have at least 2/3 of your time left. I like to roll over. If it's a 5-minute entry, I like to roll over by 3 minutes and 30 seconds at the max. Otherwise, at 3 minutes, depending on your timing. On a 3-minute entry, I'd roll over before 2 minutes. That's something to learn, being a part of the HFX or timing on your trades. What rollover is going to do is extend your trade. It's going to double your time, and then it's just going to increase your risk amount by 30%. That's all it's going to do. So that's why risking that certain dollar amounts when you start the trade is very important.
Okay, I hope you guys got some out of that training video there, especially working the zones, waiting for the price to come to you, and just seeing, how he's trading and studying his moves, because I kind of sort of train the same way with the zones and, all that stuff. So patience is key, obviously. Finding your entry points is another key point. and then waiting and trusting your trade. If you're trading with the trend, you should have success as far as being able to roll over your trades and having the confidence it's going to do what it's going to continue to do what you want it to do and move in that direction. So with that being said, again, we'll go ahead now and go to some chart markups, questions, and also look for a couple of trade setups. Does anybody want to share their screen, got questions or anything like that? Let me know. MJ, you want to kick us off with a chart markup?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen. Allow you to share. Okay, you should be good now.
If I'm doing something wrong, you can stop me anytime, bro.
Oh yeah, no problem. I got you.
All right. One more right here. You think that's it? That's enough for the day?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only thing though, let me see that one you got in the middle, like that third band.
Right here?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
this
one.
one.
No, the third one, right there. Okay, that one. Move it down a little bit. Move it down to that bottom. Come down a little bit more. Right, stop. Go back up a little bit. Go back up some. Come up some more to the next peak. A little more.
Right here?
Come below. Come below that 29. It's probably like 18, something like that. Keep going. This a little bit more. Right there. Stop right there for a second. I was just trying to see. Is that a better spot right there?
Do you focus more on the more like the price action at the time?
Well, I would have put one at the top of that one. Um, and I would look
So
left to see. I always look left to get more entry points for my line. So if I see it resisting heavily in an area, I'll put a line there. Definitely at the peaks on the daily.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, I was just trying to see that third line. Yeah, that third line looks like it's more of a more resistance area than the one you headed at before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will leave that one there. That's it for that area right there. Because you want to make sure you're putting that your horizontal line on the top of the wicks. That's good.
I be having a hard time with this mouse. Oh,
Are you good, man? So like right there. Yep, I would put one there on those peaks right there. And that's it. So I wouldn't do more on this one.
okay.
Other than yeah, I would go now to the 45 or the 1 hour and try to find the peaks.
Right there.
Put the line that's out. Yeah, that way I can see it. Not really, because that one not really have a lot of touching. It's like going past it.
So mostly you need 3 or 2.
Yeah, I would try to find at least 3 or more. That way you know for sure that that's going to be a good. Like right there looks a little bit better.
Okay.
Hmm. Are you putting your horizontal line on top of the wicks? Because if you look left, it looks like your line is going through the candles now.
Wait,
So
this right here?
yeah, I would take that one back out for a second. So wherever you put it at, try to put it on top of the actual wick. That way you know the market came to that point and then it reversed.
Right there?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yep, that's perfect. You see the difference? Because the market actually did reverse at that level. That way you know if it comes to that line, it should reject off that line. It's not a guesstimate.
More touch, more better, pretty much, right?
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Gotcha, I got you.
See, now you don't really need that many more because you pretty much done hit the peaks. So anything else in
Yeah,
there,
that's the problem I be having. I be putting too much.
yeah, because it'll give you a false reading. You'll be like, okay, I got a line. Here come the line. It's going to reverse, and it might not be an
Mm-hmm.
actual reversal point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I use the top of the
Yeah,
wicks majority of the time, and then it just takes practice, man. So the more you do it, you'll start to get more comfortable.
I got you.
Hmm. Yep, and now you're on the 5. Yeah, it's not that many more. You know, so again, look for those peaks, and then you should be good.
Would you put one right here?
Um, if it was more to the
Right.
left, see, I wouldn't really. Yeah, I mean, you could put one there because it actually is reversing at that level.
But there's nothing to the left.
Right, but I'm saying if you look to the right, that's the current market. So the market could come back up
Okay.
to that level. So that's pretty good right there because you have at least 4 to 5 candles that reverse that hits that line. So you're good.
All right. I think that's all I do.
That's good right there. That look good. When you go now, you see the current market how that looks. You got solid zones that
Oh,
you
I
covered.
see. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So right
Yeah.
now, the only thing you got left now is the current market. See, you got those 2 wicks down there to the right. But you wouldn't put a line. I'm just showing you now you're at the current market. So now you got to wait for the market to make a move, and then now it should come to your next line, that blue line, 004. So you're
Right
already
here.
zone, yeah, because the market is going down. So now my thought is that if the market touched that zone, I'm back and take a sneak call there because it may resist
And
the
it's
first
like,
time. See, look, so there you go. So you look left. What did it do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 7 times it rejected off that 004. So you make and take a call right there.
okay. I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I get it now. Okay.
Because the market is in an uptrend, right? Is it in an uptrend or
Yep.
is it down? Go to the 30-minute real quick. Let's see which way the market is actually moving. So it look like it's in an uptrend, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, if it come down at 004, me personally, I would take a call on that.
Okay, I got you. All right, I think that's it for me.
Okay, great job, man. That was good. Great job. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Toy, you're in position to do any chart markup, show your screen, answer questions, whatever you need.
I'm gonna fight you.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna fight you. Okay, I was looking on the chart right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let me know when you're ready to it. So UJ, is it setting up for something now? Because it looks like it's coming to my line, to a line. Let's see. All right, so really looking at for sales. So now I would like this more for a sale than a call right now. Let me check for its factory as well. Okay, so we're good. No news. You got your desktop ready, Toy?
I was working on iCAD. It is totally like went all the way down to the bottom.
All right, you ready to share your screen? Do a markup?
Yeah, I can.
All right, let me stop sharing mine.
Okay. I was over there playing. It's ugly. You see how it went all the way down here?
You said it's what'd you say?
I said it's ugly. You see how it went all the way down here from?
Why you say it's ugly? It's downtrending.
I know.
That's a good thing because see when it's trending, then that means you can trade with the trend. So you can get in on a retest, like when they test the market, when it tests a horizontal line or resistance level, you can use that.
Yeah, but now I can't. I can't get my candles to come to life. Okay, because I don't know work for me. Look at it. They always get me out here embarrassing me.
Oh, you good?
Can you see my candle?
Yeah. Hmm.
Let's try this.
You should leave it right there. Well, you hit it.
Right there?
I would just leave it right there.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, because you can see the trend. You can still put lines there, and you can find an entry point. Right where it's at.
Okay. But I can't really, they too small for me to really put my
Well,
skill.
what I'm saying is that if you leave it right here, right, don't move it just yet. Right here, leave it right. That's the current market right there. So
Right.
you moved it again.
Okay.
Okay,
Keep it right
so
there.
well, wherever comfortable for you. Because now we can't see. You made
You
it
can't
small
see?
again. Hmm.
Okay. Can you see now?
Hmm. You gotta move your chart to the left to the current market.
That's it right here.
Yeah, but come left now. Come left some more. Bring the candles to the left.
Can
Okay,
you
that's
see?
good. That's good. You moved it back.
Move it some more.
Yeah, you had it. You moved it back.
All these. Let me see.
Now just there you go. Now just make it a little bigger.
That way or on
No,
the
that's
chart.
good like that. That's good like that. This may not make it make move it on your mouse, the roller dial. That's good right there.
right there. Okay.
Okay, now you can go ahead and yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do whatever you're gonna do to mark it up now.
Okay.
So why'd you put a line there?
Well, hold on. Cause from there to see where I touched the line 4 times.
But you know what'll be better right there
How to
though?
put the lines well.
Because it's kind of splitting the candles.
A zone.
Yeah, I would just put a zone right there because
A
it is a level
zone line.
resistance. Yeah, so it don't confuse you with where to get in at.
Okay. So just put a zone now.
Bring the bottom of that box down some.
Some more. Oh, okay.
The bottom of it. Come up a little
To the
bit. Come
top
up a
of the
little bit.
bottom.
Right there. Come down just a little bit more. Okay, come right there. Right there on the box. On top of the candle right there.
This.
Right there. Now bring the top part down some. You got to go to the end of the rectangle where those dots are at and drag that down. There you go. Bring it down some more. Okay, that's good. Now stretch it out to the left. All the way till it get to the other candles over there. Because you want it to come down some. So now stop right there. Now you see, is that really a zone? So you gotta
Right here.
go, yeah, go left some more. Go all the way back to the left, and then keep going left, and then drag that box over some more. That way you can really see if that's a good area. So now you can see that right in that zone, that's a good level that the market is really resisting off that area. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So you can definitely say, okay, within that zone, I can take a trade. You may be a couple pips off, but in that zone, as you look left, you can take a trade there if it ever came back up to that point.
Okay.
But right now, you don't have to worry about it because it's kind of downtrending, but it may come back up like ABC, test that zone, and then shoot back down. So now what you do is drag that zone to the right some. That way, a couple hours from now, you ain't got to worry about moving it. It's already set up for you. So I do this like every day, and then when I'm ready to trade at night, my charts are already kind of set up.
Yeah.
Because I drag that thing out to the right. You can look down at the bottom. It's showing you what time that you dragging it out to. Right now you're at 18:35. That's like uh, 6 o'clock, 6:25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Okay. So, um, that's too far away.
you got to take it all the way down to the low. The
Oh
low is
yes.
at the bottom.
Oh, okay. So right now,
So what would
this
you do at this point?
at this point, well, since it came into the 618 a few times, I would set an alarm, right here, at the 266 mark, just slightly before the 618, so I could be ready when it's set up. Um, and even to come in that area, then I would look at it. I would take a sale at
So you're saying you'll take a trade where you just put your alarm at?
should move it down. Hold on. How you
Huh?
reverse it? How you take it away? I put it up
Just
there.
right click on it if you want to remove it. Once you right click on it, it's you got to click on the actual dotted line.
Okay.
But it's probably gonna chirp in a second. See, it just says stop, edit, remove. But I was just asking you, why would you take a trade where you was at? I didn't ask you to take it off.
No, I thought I put well, I put the alarm right there, so when it
And what level would
now
you
this
say you'd take
yeah,
a
the
sale at?
618 is my orange line. This line right here, right?
Well, the
At
six one eight box,
268.
the 618 box is
266.
yellow, huh?
So it
Yes.
started this purple line.
Yeah, even though you're not on the purple line, but it's actually in that whole yellow area is the 618. The
Okay,
yellow
okay.
line is the actual top of the 618. Then it starts
Okay,
green. That's a 705 zone, and then your blue
okay,
zone that's a 786, and then the one is the whole top box.
okay. So I
Mhm.
would set my alarm right here at 232 because the 618 starts at this 243 line. So because
Okay, let me help you out. So you see the market has already came up. If you look
right,
left, come to your left, you see those candles already in the 618 zone, the yellow zone. It
right,
came all the way down to almost 157, and it came back up into that zone the first time. So the market
right,
has already been past the 618. It went all the way up to the blue zone already.
right,
So now you got a chance of this thing continuing to go up higher.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. So I wouldn't probably feel comfortable taking the trade back in the 618 now. I would probably want to go a little bit higher because it's already hit there a couple times. Let's just watch it and see what happens. Because it's a good training exercise right here to kind of see. So if it comes back up to that blue zone, I would say, okay, I'll take a sell right there.
Right. And as it okay, because the methods to my madness don't add up the way that we supposed to speak. Okay, and right here, I will definitely draw another zone at the top of this. At the top of this, right up under the zone that I got drawn now, because mm, because it was a lot of projection in this area. I know my mouse probably not where y'all see it at. It was a lot of uh, activity in that area. So because it's starting to trend back up, but still in the downtrend, then I would the way I follow my candles or just I look left and I look to see what they was previously doing, and I just kind of take my trades based off what I see is happening like in that
Okay.
moment.
You know your market came to your line. You're gonna take your trade at 266. You called it out.
I can leave.
Well, right, because they may go up a little bit higher. That's okay though. So I think it's gonna come to that blue zone. I think that's probably like 300, and then it's gonna reverse. What's that? Odd cat?
Yeah,
All right.
it's all the way at 289.
It's
So
where? 285.
you think it's gonna yeah?
It's gonna drop. I'm gonna take a trade on it up at 285. If it comes back up to 285. Well, it came to 291. That's why I should have got in at 291, but I didn't. Wasn't on the broker.
Yeah, my broker
287.
tweaked me and called me back out again.
Okay, I got 287.
I'm gonna call them.
Hmm.
I said my broker tweaking it just logged me back out. I said I'm gonna
Okay.
call them.
So I took her trade at 287.
Okay. Just let 'em see.
So this is what she had right
Yeah,
there.
dropped. It's at 258. a new candle open. So you took it. Right and that's another thing. Like, mm, you know how you don't base your trade off how much more time is in that candle. You just you take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it gets to that zone, I take my trade, right?
Okay. So if it was like since the time was almost up on that candle, if it was like a minute and some left on it, either I would take a shorter trade or I just don't take it at all. Because I
Oh,
know the next candle about to open and then I'll be scared. Like I do be scared, like what this candle about to do. Unless it didn't show me already
well,
that
let me
in
ask you a
that
question.
area. But if
Who,
it's
where
about
you
to
learn that from? Where'd you learn that from to wait
what
till this
about the
candle is done?
time,
Yeah. Because if you wait, think about something. We took the trade up here, right? So let's say, okay, I'm gonna wait till this candle is done. You missed the trade. Because look, we got in at 281 up here, right? I got 287. So you saying you're gonna wait 3 minutes for it to come way down to here, you would have missed the trade way up here.
well now since it's still 2 minutes and 48 seconds, I would still take it. But if it was like a minute and one or four, I wouldn't take it. I just
Yeah, well, that's
be
what I'm asking you.
there.
I don't know where you got that from. But I'm saying, who taught you that? That's just something
Nobody
you
taught
thought
me.
would
And
work for you?
then like being being with the well no, like if I'm online say with an educator and they'll say, well it's only 36 seconds left in this candle, we're gonna wait for the next one. So just like
No, no, no. That's what they're trying to see which way the market is gonna go.
right, that's what I be
Yeah,
doing,
but
waiting to see what
no,
this next
but you
candle
would have
gonna
missed your trade. What I'm saying is that you're gonna miss trades like that. Like right now, I don't know how much was left in that candle. Right, all we waiting for was the market hit our zone. If I
right.
hesitate, right, that's how I wait. I'm gonna wait a couple 10 more seconds. You could lose the entry point. Now you'll be getting in down here. 10 more seconds, the market come to this yellow line. We missed the trade. You just cleared the whole trade. We just cleared the trade based on your analysis because we got in when the market came to the level, not based on how much time is in the candle.
Right. I do it based off definitely first if it came to the level. But see how my broker was tripping. I'll go back and look at the time. Like right now, okay, it's a minute and 25 seconds. If it took me too long and when I started this and it was at 4 minutes and now I'm down to 1 minute 17 seconds, I won't take it. Maybe I will. I might just take it for 2 minutes. I adjust my time. But if
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gets
you all
too
over the place,
close,
Toy.
then I
So this is my recommendation, Toy, because I think you beating yourself up. So first, you got to decide on what you're gonna do as far as how long you're gonna take your trades. You shouldn't be you shouldn't keep continuing to change your time. You got to pick a time to trade, and then as far as like being over concerned about the time left in the candle, you shouldn't do that because
okay.
you got to definitely go off the zones, right? Think about that. If I did that every time I trade, I would be going crazy because now you got to worry about this clock. Let's go over here. You got to worry about this clock counting down, right? Now,
I
and you
look
got to worry about when you're getting in your trade. You got too many things going on to find your trade. Which you call the trade out. You get great analysis, and we cleared that trade.
okay. I don't look at that clock on the broker. I only watch this clock right here.
Oh well, you definitely should look at this clock because this is how much time you're gonna have. So think about something. If I say, okay,
I
I'm gonna
look
take
at
a
the
4 minute
line.
trade, huh?
I look at the purchase deadline line, but I base my entry on when I'm on trading view and what that candle doing. I look at that time. That time right there. That say 4:54.
Yeah, yeah. I would. You putting too much focus on this time.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought you
Even
know
if you watch Jake videos, you never hear him talking about, oh, I'm gonna wait for this to, we got 4 minutes left. I'm gonna wait till the 4 minute 35 seconds is done to decide what to do.
no, I don't hear him say that, but if I'm on the, I'm not gonna use nobody, but being on other people's sessions and they say, okay, we got 22 more seconds in this candle, we're gonna wait for this next candle. That is what that's
Yeah, but you gotta get a clear understanding of what they're referring to. They're not referring to just that time in that candle. It got to be something else to that thought process. What I'm saying, it's more to that. But every time you take a trade or trying to find a trade idea, that doesn't determine you getting into a trade. That's just telling you when the candle's going to open and close.
right, right. So if it's near closing and I see that the market moving a little wavy, then I don't get in it because if it's reverse on me, I don't wanna. I really don't like to roll, to be honest.
Yeah,
I
but
do,
yeah, but
but
Toy, what you're missing is that if it's wavy, that's good. That means the market is moving. So you want to wait for the market to come to different areas of resistance to take a trade. That's what we place our. That's how we determine when to take a trade or not, based on the movement coming from zone to
right.
zone. Right.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
I'm trying to, but I'm just trying to help you not be concerned. You say you don't take a trade because of the time left in the candle. That's not a good idea.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Is that I'm trying to get a reasoning behind why would you think that the time is going to determine should you get into that trade or not. That may just throw you off completely if you stick to that because okay, whatever educator that is, you got to look at their strategy. Then they may have a whole strategy for that, right?
I
We're
do.
not on this particular strategy that we're using. This candle countdown doesn't play a factor in it. All we're doing on this strategy, this is about SRT support, resistance, and trend line. This candle the countdown doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We don't use indicators. We're not using cash trap. We're using strictly SRT. So I don't want you to get confused thinking about this strategy. You gotta have all those things because you don't need anything but the SRT, and you should be able to clear trades.
Okay.
And to me, this is the easiest way to trade and understand it by using SRT. And then you throw everything else out the window. That way you don't overdo it and over confuse yourself.
Right. Okay.
And I think that may help you clear the noise out a little bit and help you see this thing a little bit because you caught out a trade and we cleared without the candle countdown being a factor.
Okay. Well, I
You know what I'm
wasn't even
saying?
looking at the time because I was stuck over there in my broker. But okay, I have been applying that since I hear it a lot. Okay, so I just
Emma, are you on the line? Let me see if Emma's still on it. Maybe she can't hear me. Okay.
she did.
I was gonna get her also to chime in. Okay, MJ, are you there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Okay. Do you understand what she's saying with the countdown of the candle? Does that play a part in your strategy when you're trading?
No, that's the same question I was asking you and Nate the other day. Cause
Mhm.
sometimes I hear them like, oh, they be like, let's wait. What does this candle do when it ends? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's to determine the direction of the market, but not necessarily saying take the trade or not. So like also you may hear somebody say, okay, we're getting close to the hour. We're gonna wait,
Okay.
push our trade out to the hour. That's because they're waiting for every time it takes like 15 minutes, the hour to 15 to 30, 45 an hour again, you have movement. Normally reversal movement. So that's why they're saying that because they're waiting for reversals and price action to make movement
Oh,
adjustments.
no, no. Them two different things.
I
I
know
know
that,
on the
Toy. I know that.
no,
I'm talking about
no,
the time, and I'm talking about the candle countdown.
right.
I'm following everything you're saying.
I know you know that. I'm saying, no, I understand. We understand the difference in that when they say we waiting for on the hour. It is educators that strictly say we gonna wait. It's 12 more seconds in this candle. You know what I mean? Before this candle end, we gonna wait to see what this next candle do before we get in this trade. And they using that clock.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to explain. Right. They are using the clock, but
So,
not. Okay. Look at my. If you can see my. Let me show my screen. If you guys can see my screen, if I have a zone, this red line at 222, that candle don't mean nothing. If the price comes to that zone and I say, hey, I'm gonna take a sale at 221, regardless of the time in the clock, I'm gonna take the sale because I'm going off my zone.
You do. They don't.
No, yes, Toy. That's no, don't do that. No.
MJ
This
telling you the same thing.
no, Toy.
That's how he understanding it too.
Toy, no, that's not true. Listen,
Okay.
if we're trading off the zone, right? When price gets to that zone, we enter in the trade. It doesn't matter about what how much time is left in the candle.
Okay, pretty much you're saying time candle don't matter. You just going off your support, resistance, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you another example because we just did it with her trade.
I understand that that's what you do. You asked me why was I waiting on the time, and I'm telling you, based on other educators that make us wait, and they won't get in the trade until the time has went back to the.
Oh, that's not true, Toy. That's not true. They're not determining their price their trade entries based on that candle. That's not what they're doing. It may be a reason why they're waiting, but that's not why they're not taking the trade or taking the trade. They're taking the trade based on when it gets to a certain point of resistance. That's what I'm saying. You got to understand the difference. That candle countdown is not why they're not getting into the trade. It may be a reason why. Okay, they saying okay, well, 3 minutes in the candle, it may reverse. Okay, that doesn't mean don't get in the trade when it get to that zone. If you have a level of resistance, that's what makes your trade. The resistance levels, not the countdown and the clock. But I understand what you're saying. If you think that's working for you too, I don't want to take you away from that. I'm just saying that SRT, that's not a factor in SRT. The countdown of the candle, that's not a factor. But if that's working for you, I don't want to take that away from you. I'm just trying to say that with this, what we just did, it doesn't play a factor, and I just proved that by clearing that trade with you. That you called out, you were solid, and I think you hesitate. You say you don't take your trades because of the candle, and I would give me some advice to say, hey, you may be missing opportunity because you're playing a factor with the countdown, and that may be limiting your successful results.
Okay, well, I understand that now, but when I was asked why was I doing well, I didn't do it intentionally then. I was logged out of my broker. But when you asked me why did I wait, this based on what I have observed and listening to these, watching them do this is where I applied that from. Not because of this strategy or cash strategy. I've seen them and heard them do this time and time again. So that's why when they get down to a certain number, but if you saying that don't matter, then okay, it don't matter. Then I'll use it a different way. But you saying that that's not why they say it, but I've seen them do that time and time before. But okay, I'll try to.
But Toy, I agree with you. I have seen them do it too. I'm not denying that part.
If the time don't matter, then I won't use the time. I just okay, even though it came to my zone and there's only 3 seconds left in that candle, then I still get in the trade. I just be concerned with if the next candle open and then I took a sale and now the next candle open and then it went to it in reverse, then now I got to roll and maybe roll 1 or 2 times. I try to alleviate the roll and I try to just stay in the moment of what it is that I took the trade based on that analysis. That's all. Because I really don't like to have to keep rolling. I'm not into that, but I will and I do. But okay, I won't use the time. The time don't matter. Is what I saw at that time. Okay. Learned something new today. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, so I'm just looking for example like here. So you guys can see these wicks. Every time it hit this zone, the market bounces off this zone. It doesn't really want to go down. Let me see. So with this particular setup, I would definitely take a sell if it comes back up to 333, right? When it gets there, we got 4 minutes left in this candle. By the time it get here, we're still gonna have probably 3 minutes something in that candle. I'm still gonna take my trade because it hit the zone. So right now, if this comes to 333, let's see how much time is left in the clock. Let me go to my broker. Oh shit, what just happened? Oh man, what just happened? Okay. So anyway, let's just see. Okay, let's say if I can't take the trade. Let's just say if I took my trade here. As soon as I get a 333, I would push sell. And let's see how much left is in that count and what happens. It's at 330 right now. I'm waiting for 333. It went to 338 and went back the other way. Okay, where we at now? 335. It's hovering right there. So I would have got in right now with 3 minutes 33 seconds left in this candle.
Right, I would still take it.
Well,
But if it
I'm
was
just showing you that that candle countdown doesn't matter. As soon as it came
okay,
to my level, boom, I push sell. It's 3 minutes left. To me, okay, no problem. I'm gonna see what it do. See, now it's going down. If I would have waited 3 minutes 30 seconds to take my trade, I wouldn't have got into this trade because the candle is still moving. I would have missed my money.
okay, I see what you're saying. I'm just saying if it came to my line and there was only 22 seconds left in that candle, based on what I've observed with other educators, I wouldn't have taken it because I know the new candle was about to open, which might go in a different direction, which now my analysis on this candle don't count anymore. So I know this is when we get into it. Well, it might have went the other way, so I might have to roll. I get that. But I've been thinking based off them saying that continuously that okay, we're gonna wait because it's only 12 seconds left. We're gonna see what this next candle do. If it comes out, that's why we're gonna trace the trade. If it comes back top 333, then we gonna this that all is applicable. But I'm not saying okay every time. Okay, I do look over at the time to see how much time is left because if I'm taking uh trades for 4 minutes and it's only 43 seconds left in this candle, it came to my line 4 minutes that went past. The mark could be doing something totally different, not in Jag. So yeah, I've just been using that method based off what they've been saying. But you just say use the zone, the strategy, and where I set the intention, just base it off that, not off the time in the candle. And in the event the next candle was about to open, it go another way, then you could just be prepared to roll over or let the trade go. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so this would have been a clear. Just waiting the whole minute. We would have took a 4 minute trade. So at the end of this 1 minute and 13 seconds left,
See, I would
we'll
have
know
still
if we're
took the
clear.
trade because it was three. It was still a lot of time. I'm saying when it gets down past this minute and it get into the seconds, I don't take it.
Okay, let's find another example then. Let's see if we can find something that has 30 seconds left, and if it at the zone, we'll take it. If not,
Okay.
we're just we got to get to a point where we see if this is actually what you're saying is actually it doesn't really make sense for in a trade setup. So let's see what happens. Okay, so
No, we got to do that. You already
huh?
cleared it up. So we don't
No,
have
you
to do
said
that.
no, Toy. You just said that if it's down to 30 seconds and it's at that zone, you probably wouldn't take the trade. I wanted to see for myself if that makes a factor. I'm not trying to prove you wrong or
Oh,
right.
okay.
I'm trying to see what you're saying is that if it's at 20 seconds left, let's not take that trade because there's only 20 seconds left in the candle. Even though it's at the zone, let's not take the trade.
I don't. But
Right.
you
That's what
saying
I'm trying to see. You said
I
educators
don't.
say that, right? I wanted to see for myself. Matter of fact, let's end the session. I'll do it on my own time, but I want to see if what you're saying is actually makes a difference in trade setup because I'm a person like to backtest things. If you say something, I want to see if it's actually the truth or not. I just showed you that what I'm saying is true. I want to see if what you're saying. If it's 20 seconds left, right? Don't take that trade because it may go the other way. Let's see if that helps me not lose trades. So I'm not here trying to be combative. I'm trying to see we're having a conversation about trading. So I want to see what you're saying is actually a fact. If that the case in trading, at 30 seconds left, 20 seconds left, and if at my zone, don't take that because you might go the other way. Let me see if that's the case for me. But if anybody else have any questions, anything they want to go over, if not, it's 9 o'clock, and we definitely got to end the session because I got to go get on. I got to get on Dan and Tom's session. So great session today, y'all. We learned a lot. So I will see y'all Monday. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You
All
too.
right, y'all. If y'all need any help, of course, I'm always here. AP4 chart markup. Let's do our 5 charts a day. And get to it. We got today is day 2021. We got 9 days left. Let's finish strong. Let's continue to do markup. And the more we do this, y'all, the more we talk, the more we put stuff on the chart and all that, we learning. So this is always about learning, getting better, and we got to learn from each other. So again, if we agree to disagree, that's fine. But we also got to get to the underlying fact of what works, what doesn't, and make us all better. And we all got to do that together as a team. So again, no discredit to you, Toy. Wasn't trying to come at you. Just trying to make sure we clear the air, and I want you to succeed. So not necessarily want to have you losing. Want to see you win in trade. So hopefully, everybody got some out of the conversation and what we did today.
Yes, sir.
Were you trying to say something, Toy?
No, I don't think you trying to be combative. You
Oh,
asking
okay.
me what I do and telling you
Yeah.
what I do. That's all.
Yeah, because I want to see you win. You got to get to the $1 million level.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. I got to go get on this other session right quick. If y'all hopping on Dan and Thomas 7, they normally do good. So I'm going to be on there real quick.
All right.
All right, y'all.